Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friend Chad Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is Monday. Happy Monday, December 1st of 2025. I have 10:40 in the a.m. I have tried to do this video several times this morning. I am beyond fit to be tired. We're going to get this. We're going to get through this. I realized this morning that I made a mistake, or half a mistake, if there's such a thing. In my video last night titled, President Trump Wore a Purple Tie, I began the video by saying, let me show you Donald Trump on Air Force One, November 30th of 2025, which was yesterday. But when I did the decode, instead of doing November 30th, I did November 29th. And that number came out to the sacrifice number of 316. And I said, that really makes me believe that they'll be unaliving Trump very soon. Here's that video. Look at this decode of 421. I figured he's speaking in relation to that because he got on that Phoenician purple tie. So 421, the day the Pope died, subtracted from today, November 29th, gives you 316, which is like Christmas season. Christ's sacrifice, John 3:16. Got it? And so for some reason, I did the numbers wrong with the decode. But the actual date, like I said, before I even showed that, maybe 20 seconds before that, I said 11:30. These things happen. So I went back and I looked at the numbers more carefully. It's worse. I said it's worse. Because Pope Francis died on April 21st. And if you take the actual date that Trump did say what he said on Air Force One, talking about the different issues of the day and Pete Hegseth and stuff like that. April 21st, 2025, Pope died yesterday, correction, November 30th, 2025, it comes out to 7/13. What happened on 7/13? July 24th. July 13th, 2024. They say Trump got hit in the ear. They tried to take him out. So there's no difference between 316 and 7/13. If they sacrifice you, they sacrifice you. Now, let me say this again. Trump had on a purple tie yesterday on Air Force One. I just showed you the decode. Today, God showed me something much broader. What I'm about to reveal to you is the most revealing decode I've ever done. Y'all know Jesus is coming soon. He coming soon, y'all. And this is one of those moments when I ask myself, why me? This is the emotional roller coaster I was on when I was younger. and I ran from my gift, never thinking I would return. What I'm about to show you I didn't know I had it in me. I just had this feeling this morning that that something big was going to come when I did my first video. And I've been trying to do this video all morning. And I just want to walk away. But I know that God loves you guys, so I do what I got to do. So let's do it. Let's just do it. I can't even set it up. I'm just going to do it, and you'll see why.
Light because of the Washington Post and its surrounding the U.S. government's strikes on boats in the Caribbean. WAPO reports that during the initial strike on a boat alleged to be trafficking drugs back on September 2nd, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth issued an order to, quote, kill everybody on the vessel. Now, after an initial strike on the vessel left 2 people alive and clinging to the burning wreckage of the boat, a second strike on the stricken vessel was taken in order to carry out Hegseth's wishes. Now, the Post's article contains analysis from a former military lawyer named Todd Huntley, who says there's a possibility that such a kill order, quote, amounts to murder. That's because there is, quote, no
This will be the biggest story of the year. Allegedly, Pete Hegseth gave an order to kill. They struck a boat. And at the end, 2 people were clinging to the boat. And then they fired upon the boat again, killing the 2. The last few days I've given you a variety of different aspects of what the 2 means. 2 witnesses unmercifully being shot at and killed during the tribulation period. But this aspect here is big. Just wait. When I was a little boy, my uncle, God rest his soul, he bought me a boat called the PT-109. It was the boat that JFK was he was in. JFK was in a lifeboat on August 2nd, 1943, after the PT-109 was rammed by a Japanese destroyer in the Solomon Islands. He and his crew were forced into the water and had to swim to a nearby island, where they later used a piece of the wreckage to hold on to. Kennedy then towed a severely injured crewmate, Patrick Henley, by a strap in his mouth while swimming. That's former President Kennedy. He was on a boat called the PT-109, and it was struck by a Japanese, I guess like a missile, rocket, whatever that was. But it's similar. They, two people, he and his crew were forced into the water and had to swim to a nearby island. Does that remind you of what happened with the Pete Hegseth thing? It was 2 people hanging on. Now, let me break it down. second strike. That's what Fox News called a second strike. That's what killed him. That is on September 2nd of 2025. Kennedy survived. Here's your receipts. August 2nd, 1943, PT-109. My uncle bought me that boat. I used to play with it in the bathtub back in the day. I want you to hear Kennedy in his own words.
This episode began.
Well, we were, Pat McMahon and I were on board the PT-109, and we were sunk the night of August 2nd, 3rd, 1943, while attacking a Japanese destroyer off of Kalamangara Island in the Central Solomons.
Was everybody flung into the water then, all of the men?
Well, the boat was split in two. We hit almost head on, and they were going about 40 knots, and we were going at about 12 at that time, and the crew was divided. Some went on one side of the destroyer and some went on the other.
Was any of the crew lost at the time?
Yes, two were lost, and some of them were taken under the destroyer and came up at 100 or 150 or 200 yards away from the boat.
Would you mind recalling how this episode...
Two were lost. Two were lost. He said two were lost. Second strike, September 2nd, 2025, allegedly Pete Hegseth. The second strike, two were lost then, just like two were lost then. I think they're repeating history, and I'm going to prove it. January 20th, 2025, Inauguration Day, Donald Trump. August 2nd, 2025, the anniversary of PT-109 sinking with Kennedy on board, but yet he survived. The difference is 6/14. You know whose birthday is 6/14? Donald J. Trump. This has got to be the most strangest coincidence, or they're repeating history to tell you, knowing that 99.9% of people won't catch it. They're repeating history. They're repeating it. Kennedy was in the spirit realm, Kennedy was the target. In the spirit realm now, who you think's the target now? I'm going to show you. JFK's birthday is 5/29. 5/29, 2026 anniversary. November 30th, 2025 is yesterday. Yesterday, Trump had on a purple tie, and he said he did not know. Let me play this for you. You need to see this. Here's Donald Trump's reaction and response when he was asked on Air Force One. He had on a purple tie, in relation to what Pete Hegseth did. Listen.
On the Venezuela boat strike, if there were a second strike that killed wounded people wounded in the first strike, are you
well,
thinking
number one,
that would
I
be
don't.
legal?
Yeah,
You think
number one,
that's
I don't
illegal?
know that happened. And Pete said he did not want them. He didn't even know what people were talking about. So we'll look into it. But no, I wouldn't have wanted that. Not a second strike. The first strike was very lethal. It was fine, and if there were two people around. But Pete said that didn't happen.
Does that make you?
I have great confidence
He's
in
saying
that.
there's no second strike?
I don't know.
The second strike. They're talking.
On the Venezuela boat strike, if there were a second strike that killed wounded people wounded in the first strike, are you
Well,
thinking
number
that
one,
would
I
be
don't.
legal?
Yeah,
You think
number
that's
one, I don't
illegal?
know that happened. And Pete said he did not want them. He didn't even know what people were talking about. So we'll look into it. But no, I wouldn't have wanted that. Not a second strike. The first strike was.
He didn't want the second strike. He wouldn't have wanted the second strike. Let's look at the numbers. That was yesterday, November 30th of 2025. He said that on Air Force One. May 29th, 2026 is the anniversary of JFK's birth. The difference is 529. Do you see that? Trump said on the 30th, yesterday, you heard his response. When you subtract JFK's birthday, 529, you get JFK's birthday, 529. You tell me they're not talking about history? And Kennedy out there in the water, almost getting blown to bits? There's a second strike coming, and you know who it's going to be on. They didn't get Kennedy the first time, but they got him on November 22nd. Do you follow me? They didn't get Trump on July 13th. The second strike is coming. Man. There's your receipts. JFK 529. I couldn't get through the video. I'm going to get through this one. August 2nd, 1943. That's when JFK was in the water, when his boat got rammed by the Japanese. Now, the year before was JFK's birthday, May 29th, 1942. The difference is 614. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it now? Oh, it's so deep. It's crazy deep. January 20th, 2025, inauguration of Donald Trump. August 2nd, 2025, the anniversary of JFK being in the water after his boat got hit. The difference is 614. That's Trump's birthday. You can't tell me I didn't hit gold on this one, baby. I hit gold on this one. I hit gold on this one. This is crazy. On Friday the 28th, this is when the Washington Post released this information about Pete Hegseth allegedly saying KILL them and the second strike. Now, let's put it together. January 20th, 1961, that's when Kennedy was inaugurated. January 20th, 1961, inauguration. November 28th, 2025, Washington Post broke the story on Pete Hegseth. The difference is 64 years and 312. What's 64? Barack Obama is 64 years old. What's 312? Trump beat Kamala Harris by 312 votes in Electoral College. It's coming again. It's going to happen. And Barack Obama's coming back. There's your receipts. On 9/2, we hit that Venezuela boat on 9/2. Look at this. 9/2/2025, we hit the boat. August 2nd, 2026 is the anniversary of Kennedy's boat being hit. That's right, JFK's boat being hit. The difference is 47 weeks. I done struck gold. 47, that's Trump. Second strike is coming. July 13th, 2024, Trump got hit in the ear. They said in Butler, Pennsylvania. 9/2/2023. 9/2, even though it's a different year, but 9/2 is a date that the two men that were in the Venezuela's water in the boat, they got hit. The difference is 45 days, 45 weeks. Trump is the 45. So it don't matter if you, even if you use this, right now what I'm telling you is 45-week difference between the July 13th, 2024, Trump getting hit in the ear allegedly, versus September 2nd. It's 45-week difference. Trump's the 45th president. Look at it. Look at all these. Look at all these receipts. Now let's look at this here. (11/22). 11/22/1963. That's when JFK died. 9/2/2025. That's when the boat in Venezuela got hit. 61 years ago, JFK died. What is 9/14? And you got 9/11. That's what's coming. Now, 9/14, that's Pope Leo's birthday. It's deep, y'all. Now, why is that important? Pope Leo, Pope Francis is Catholic. Guess what? JFK was Catholic. It's all together. Now look, here's the Pope's birthday, Francis, 12/17. Take 12/17/2025, Pope Francis' birthday would have been this year, from 9/2/2025, the day that the boat was hit in Venezuela, 3/16, sacrifice. It's deep, y'all. Now look, Japan. Japan is the nation, the country that hit the PT-109 boat that Kennedy was in. They celebrate Japan February 11th. Take February 11th, 2025, Japan. May 29th, 2025, that's JFK's birthday. The difference is 108 days. We just celebrated the 108th birthday of JFK. It's deep. And if you don't remember anything else, remember this here. It's going to be an inside job. You too, Brutus.
BC. Julius Caesar, the most powerful man. How did the assassination of Julius Caesar look like? On March 15th, 44 BC, Julius Caesar, the most powerful man in Rome, walks into the Senate. A group of senators, including Brutus, a man Caesar trusted like a son, have conspired to kill him, fearing he's growing too powerful. They fear he wants to become a king. As Caesar takes his seat, they surround him and stab him 23 times. Brutus, his close ally, is among the attackers. With his final breath, Caesar looks at him and says, "You too, Brutus." The assassination.
Who is Brutus? Who is Brutus? That was on March 15th. They killed Julius Caesar, they said. Take March 15th, 2026, from 9/2, the day that the boat was hit in Venezuela. The difference is 6/14. That's Trump's birthday. That's Trump's birthday. That's the second strike. They told us. Who in the hell is Brutus? Put it in the description.